Prime Minister Manmohan Singh talked about the desire for all in the region to have breakfast in Amritsar, have lunch in Lahore, and then dinner in Kabul. Well, that was reversed in a way by Prime Minister Modi, and the first stop breakfast was Kabul, in fact, with President Ashraf Ghani. President Ghani, again, you've been such gracious hosts, as always. Thank you so much for having us again.
Well, it's a pleasure to see you, Mr. Ravi, and through you, my warmest regards to your viewers, the Indian public.
We talked to you last in April before you visited. Now, Prime Minister Modi coming to Kabul for the first time since he took over. What do you see that has changed?
Deepening and broadening of our relationship. What is to be clear is that regardless of who is the president of Afghanistan and hopefully Prime Minister of India, we have organic ties, people-to-people relationship that are millennia old, and state-to-state relations that are very solid, based on mutual respect, mutual interest, and a vision of cooperation. Our cooperation is against none, but for everyone.
Again, what happened here was a fructification of many leaders. Started with Prime Minister Vajpayee, the parliament. It was first broached to him. Then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh laid the foundation stone, and I was here in 2005 as well. Now, finally, that it's here, how gladdened is the Afghan heart for the parliament?
The Afghan heart celebrates particularly the building of the parliament.
And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I went there last night, and with the lights. Oh.
But what is really important in the relations, because Parliament stands right in the middle of relations between people to people and state to state. The representatives of the people and, of course, the elders, the House of Elders, that is both directly and indirectly elected, and a third selected by the President of Afghanistan, will be enacting transitions on a daily basis. And in each of those transactions regarding the future of the country, interactions between the representatives and the people, legislating, debating, India would be present because the space that is constructed is not a building, but a space of democratic give and take between a country where, to my knowledge, a military man has never run for office.
Correct.
And a country that is committed to its democratic constitutions and to democratic aspirations.
He came here on Christmas Day on the 25th, and it was portrayed in some media circles that Santa Modi is coming because it's not just the parliament, a few days before that, and that seems a big change. 3 or 4 Mi-25 helicopters, attack helicopters, that seems a change since we last talked.
It is a change, and it's a very welcome change. Skeptics thought that we will not be able to achieve this level of cooperation. But again, what is significant is the decision of the government of India to support the legitimate government of Afghanistan and to do this very openly and transparently as behooves relations between two states.
Sure. Now, that changed. Now, President Karzai himself had a wish list. When you came to power in September 2014, that was renewed. There was maybe a stalling process in the middle. But now that this has happened, where can India move forward from here in terms of security cooperation?
There was not stalling. Getting Mi-35s is a decision process because both the manufacturers needed to agree and the process. So it was a process of deliberation, not stalling. And our future depends again on our mutual interests and clarity of those. We have not imposed any list, and neither is our counterpart, our partner, the government of India, suggested. We move in deliberations in steps in order to consolidate a regional consensus on security, because the next step will depend on our joint assessment of threats. Today, after particularly the spate of recent terrorist attacks around the world, people will remember Mumbai and the continuous suffering of Afghans from a new light. At those moments, these were things that largely people thought would happen to others.
Sure.
This renewed sense, and unfortunately we need to conclude that terrorism is not a short-term phenomenon. And because of that, we need to have regional as well as global arrangements to make sure that the security of our citizens and the prosperity that we've initiated is preserved. India and China, and of course North Asia and parts of West Asia have become engines of global transformation. And Asian transformation is a high probability, not just a possibility.
It's inevitable, it's just when.
And because of this, we need to make sure that terrorism does not subvert yet again the dream and the possibility of an Asian economic integration that would benefit the entire world.
President, you're saying you're not imposing any wish list, but where would you like security cooperation to go now that you have it?
Our dialogue is very sound, and it will go.
It will go further than this?
It will go further, and you will see the results.
There will be more equipment that is...
Let's stay the course. As you have concluded, there's no lack of momentum.
Okay. You were talking about it being inevitable, everything coming together in Asia, but there is an impediment still, because when you're talking about economics, Pakistan doesn't allow land transit of goods. So it's not just India and Afghanistan, both Central Asia and then when you move towards Southeast Asia. Is there any movement? Because we are hearing that possibly India and Pakistan will open 8 or 9 new trade routes. So is that momentum gathering on that front as well?
I hope so. What we need to realize, we either have a choice to become roundabouts or become cul-de-sacs. Do we deny our people, particularly the most poor of our people, a chance to live in dignity, with hope, and with prosperity? This is a choice that confronts leaders, and the test of leadership is not just locally, nationally, it is regionally and globally.
Sure.
And within this, Afghanistan has multiple choices. You know, we're rejoining Central Asia with full speed. East Asia, our cooperation with China, and following that, other members of East Asia and Afghanistan, India, and Iran are cooperating westward. So in the South, there is a choice to be made. History will not wait. Once you have made a series of critical decisions, particularly vis-a-vis infrastructure and trade, then reorienting would be difficult. So I hope that Pakistan's leadership will make the choices that are to everybody's benefit, because this does not harm anyone.